Based on the legend about the Dutch sailor condemned to sail the seas until a woman is willing to die for him out of love, Albert Lewin's Pandora and the Flying Dutchman fairly apes to be art. Starring Ava Gardner as Pandora and James Mason as the doomed Hendrik van der Zee, it was produced with obvious care, probably at great expense, and everyone involved seems to take it very, very seriously. It might be better if they didn't. Can any filmmaker update a legend without looking a little foolish? The only successful recasting of a legend in contemporary dress that I can think of is Jean Cocteau's Orphée, and it probably is not coincidental that that film was made by a poet. Lewin wrote the story and screenplay for Pandora, and his dialogue has some dash, but he is less original than erudite, as if referring to literary models rather than rethinking events imaginatively will make things come to life. The results strive for redolent mystery but come off as inflated and vaporous. As if in compensation, Lewin stages the story in rich, fashionable settings. Thanks to production designer John Bryan and cinematographer Jack Cardiff, every perfect shot works like a lush wrapper around the stilted action. The results, however, feel like little more than an issue of Architectural Digest circa 1950, garnished with postcards of the Spanish coast. No one could live amidst settings so carefully contrived to look casual, because spontaneity would make the whole thing fall apart. Besides, the handsome Spanish background creates its own problems. While movies usually overdo ethnic depictions of any variety, in Pandora the locals are so overloaded with Spanishness they feel more like zoo animals on display than human beings. Gypsies, flamenco dancers, bullfighters, fishermen, soulful serenaders. There's a little bit of local color for every tourist to savor, but nary a hint of a functioning social reality beyond the acceptance of the expatriate Brits as quote-unquote naturally privileged. Of course, a quasi-ghost story like Pandora makes no claim to realism, but then why shoot on location? Occasional scenes, like one character's efforts to set a driving speed record, for example, or the bullfight when Pandora's suitor Juan Montalvo is undone, are shot and cut with snap, only to emphasize how lifelessly fastidious the rest of it is. Mason looks perpetually stricken while Gardner sparkles, but they bring out nothing in each other, and their supposedly transcendent love is decidedly diagrammatic, since neither is very sympathetic. Lewin seems to have conceived Pandora as a siren calling men to their doom, but that mythical eternal feminine is hard to reconcile with the chanteuse from Indianapolis Pandora is also meant to be. Such misguided melds of legend and modern quotidian reality are typical of the film's approach, and the contradictions cancel each other out to produce the zero of asking just what is Pandora and the Flying Dutchman.